So, why does everybody speak English across the whole world? That's like the entire world's second language. And people call it the business language or the traveling language. But what it really is smash that like button right now, please, to help me out with the YouTube algorithm. This is Brian Lewis of MMT Investing, and things just changed. So what it is it's the world reserve currency language. So how that works is when you become the reserve currency, your currency travels to other places and your military travels with it to enforce the currency and collect taxes. And in the case of a fiat currency, usually you collect taxes with inflation rather than physically collecting taxes from people, but it requires military maintenance, and the language also travels with the reserve currency, and people pay taxes in that language, and that is the system that is set up, and they trade with each other in that language. So, in case you don't know, the British pound was the reserve currency for 100 years, and now the US dollar has been the reserve currency for 100 years. So, we've had 200 years of English speaking world reserve currencies, and that is why everybody speaks English, or almost everybody speaks a little bit of English. But I was in the Philippines a couple months ago, and they still do all their business transactions in Spanish, but they don't talk to each other in Spanish, and they don't even know those words are Spanish. But their whole monetary system is still uses Spanish, which is interesting. And then right now, I was just on safari in South Africa, and this is a little safari house that I am locked down in now, so I'll be here for a little while. But here in South Africa, up in the north part of South Africa, they speak Dutch, and Dutch is from like 6 reserve currencies ago, but they still have the language here, and it's not European Dutch, it's Afrikaans. But pretty interesting when you travel around and you see the money languages in different places, and like in the case of the Philippines, it's still tied just to the monetary transactions. They don't use that language for normal chat in like the Visayas or something, but they use it for, and now they use English too. So when you're gonna get like a cab, like you can get a cab in English or Spanish or local language, but you can't talk to anyone in Spanish. They don't actually speak Spanish, just their money is still in Spanish, which is pretty cool. So that is how a reserve currency brings languages around the world.